couple of weeks ago, I guess it was about maybe 10 days ago, Robin sends me a text and she's like, so, how you doing with that toast that I asked her to do? I'm like, so, because I'm a little brother, I'm like, toast? What toast? What are you talking about? Just because that's what we do. And so she sends, there was like a little bit of radio silence, which I know she was probably like having a fit. So then she sends me back this thing, she's like, oh, come on. I told you, like 2 weeks ago, you gotta do this toast. You're freaking me out. And I'm like, because that's what you do. So she sends me this very terse text. I thought, she's like, man, don't make me come up there and pull out all your arm hair. So I'm like, no, I have it on my phone. I can do it. I'll do it. So I'm like, all right, so I did what everybody would do. I went online, I printed one out. I haven't really read the whole thing yet, so I hope it's good. So we'll see. So growing up with Robin was a little like growing up with a big brother, you know. She like bogarted her way onto my baseball team. Played first base. It's like we learned how to skateboard together. We did BMX bikes together. She gave me my first fat lip. Which is okay, because I cut her hand with my tooth through my lip. So, that was fair. There's a scar. So I'm really happy that Cathy is now in our family, so I could finally have that big sister that I've always wanted. I'm 56, so, you know, it's about time. God can only wait so long. So some of the things you heard earlier about Robin was that she's, on the go, likes to do stuff. Just crazy things. So I was no exception to being included in all of those sort of, frankly, sketchy sort of situations. So she moved to New York City, and I'm like, hey, I'm going to move to New York City too, go to massage therapy school, and blah, blah, blah. So we're living in Brooklyn. She's like, hey, I got this great idea. I know a guy. He can build us a place over in South Beach, Staten Island, which was coincidentally right about the time when all that hypodermic needles washed up on shore that Billy Joel sang about. That was when we were there. So I'm like, this is a great start to the next chapter of my life. Thanks. So we pack up all of our crap in Brooklyn. We go across the bridge to Staten Island, and we get to this really brand new condo. We walk inside. Oh, this is great. It's beautiful. We walk upstairs to the kitchen. There's nothing in the kitchen. And what I mean by that is there's flooring and there's walls. And there's this like little nubby pipe that sticks out where I guess the stove is eventually going to go. But it wasn't there. So we found out the guy next door was a doctor. He had just gotten married and had a baby, and he was downstairs talking to the builder. And so he's like, hey man, I got a baby. Where's my kitchen? He's like, I got your kitchen right here. Pow! Knocked him to the ground. And I'm like, what? You go talk to the builder. I don't want to talk to that guy. So it said she knows a guy who knows a guy who knows the guys.
Of course.
In Brooklyn. We would say his name was Artie, but up there it's Adi. So we call Adi, and Artie calls one of his guys, and I want to tell you that in like 2 days, we had a kitchen. Stove, fridge, the little pipe thing was all covered up. Like, cool, this is great. But I want to tell you, for weeks afterwards, every time I saw some Italian-looking dude, I'm like, jumpy. I was like, I need to do me a favor. I'm just like, it was some of the worst times of my life. Thanks to Robin. So we finish up in New York, move down to Florida. She gets a job at the university doing outdoor pursuits, which is like adventure kind of stuff, right? So, a couple of things we did. Most of them went okay. Most of the time, we almost burned down the state of North Carolina once, but it worked out. So, but we did go to a place in the booming metropolis of Climax, Georgia one time. And in Climax, Georgia, there's a guy who has a farm. And in the farm, there's a big hole in the ground. In the hole in the ground is a monstrous cave. And so being part of the outdoor pursuit boat, they were in charge of the spelunking activities. Spelunking, of course, cave. So if anyone who's been spelunking before, it's terrifying. Nobody ever do it. Just a little cautionary tale for your Uncle Brett. So what you do is you get this little thing on your head, right? And we don't get the ones with batteries because apparently, they can afford those at the university. So you get this, like, I don't know, some sort of mineral. You put water on, shake it all up, and you put it on your head and it glows for like 30 seconds. So we like rappel down into this hole, and there's bat shit everywhere. Oh, I'm sorry, guano. And so we're crawling around through this stuff, and apparently it had rained the week before, so we know this because the cave fills up with water, which is about 52 degrees. So we're like walking along, and you're getting lower and lower and lower, the water's getting higher and higher and higher. And so the guy in front's like, okay, what you gotta do is you gotta take your little hat off, and you gotta hold your breath, and go under this like little protuberance and come out on the other side. In the dark. With the bat shit. So I got that. So we do that. And then, we're in the clear, we're going climbing back out. So the way out of the cave is through a thing they call the wormhole, which is not one of those things through time-space continuums, mind you. It's about 20 inches across, and it's a tube about a mile long, I think. That's what it felt like.